Well, hello everybody. How are you doing today? Certainly do hope you're doing fine. And I tell you what, I'm doing all right myself. Glad to be with you one more time. And I certainly do appreciate you. I really do. Thank you so much for tuning in today. And welcome to another episode of TJ's Topics. And of course, I am TJ. Glad to have you. I consider it a joy, an honor, and a privilege to be able to come into your presence on any given occasion. I tell you, it really means a lot. And so, without further ado, I would like to go ahead and get into today's topic, which I think is very interesting. And if you're someone who has been involved with any form of religion at any point in your life, then you will have a great deal of familiarity with this topic and this particularly this thing that this topic is dealing with. And so my topic for today is nobody is ever stepping on the devil's head. That's what I'm talking about. Nobody is ever stepping on the devil's head. And you want to know why that is? Well, let's just paint the picture for a moment. Now, we have all grown up with this idea of there being an evil deity in the universe. One that was considered to be as powerful as God Himself. As a matter of fact, if you let the church tell it, the devil has as much power as Jesus or as God or anything else, and seems to me like they fear the devil more so than they fear the Lord. But now why is that? Why do you think that the church and Christians across the board are so infatuated with this so-called evil being? I mean, why is that? First of all, let me just share a little bit with you. What I found online. It's called an AI overview of the devil. The devil is a mythical figure who represents evil and is often depicted as a fallen angel. The devil is also known as Satan. And of course, you can find the entire story of Satan in the book of Revelation, the last book in the Bible. And that's the book that a lot of preachers don't like to preach from, and a lot of Christians don't like to read because they're afraid of it. But what if I told you that pretty much all of what is written in the book of Revelation is based on Greek and Egyptian mythology, and a lot of what is written throughout the Bible is based on Greek and Egyptian mythology, and not only that, but parables, like Jesus taught in parables. And none of it was meant to be taken literally. And remember now, the Bible was written thousands of years ago by men who were uneducated for the most part and didn't really have an accurate understanding of things. And so they considered any form of wickedness and evil to be demonic. And so that's where they get the idea of there being this evil person in the universe, that we call the devil. Now, in religion, especially in Christianity, the devil is considered to be a fallen angel, and he is one who rebelled against God and was cast out of heaven. Now, that's according to Christianity. But Christianity is not the only religion in the world that uses a devil as some evil device. You have Judaism. And in Judaism, the devil is seen as a metaphor for the evil inclination of humans. And finally, in Islam, the Muslims and whatnot, the devil is sometimes called, and I hope I'm pronouncing this right, Iblis, is Iblis. And there's a little line that is placed above the letter I in there, and the second, the lowercase I, Iblis, or whatever it is. But anyway, those are the top three religions in the world: Christianity, Judaism, and Islam. And of course, there are other religions like Buddhism and Hinduism and a number of others that may or may not necessarily believe in a evil fallen spirit or a fallen angel. But when you consider the fact that there are so many religions in the world, man, I'm telling you, and then when you read the Bible with an open mind, which is what we all should be doing anyway, if we're going to read it with an open mind, and don't allow what you read to cloud your thinking and thereby cause you to have the wrong type of vision. Because that's what I did when I was younger. I used to read the scriptures and I read them from a literal perspective. But when I got older and I started researching these things for myself versus listening to a preacher and and Sunday school and all that kind of stuff, I started reading it from a perspective of, because see, it's mysticism involved. You have allegory and metaphor and all of that stuff is involved in the scriptures. But when you take it literally, that's when you tend to kind of mess up. And that's what happened. The reason why people think that the devil is a real person. Just like, they think that the devil is like you and me, somebody who's walking around here on this earth. And the Bible says it, roaming the earth, seeking whom he may devour. They think that the devil, now some folks may think that Donald Trump is the devil, because, and some people have equated Trump with being Antichrist. Oh my God, it's a mess, I'm telling you. But when you learn better, you do better. Now, in culture, the devil is often depicted in art and literature. And we've seen this many times in, art museums and, art galleries and stuff. The smiling face that you see online, especially, if you use social media and texting and stuff, and he has it's the emoji that has the horns on his head, that represents the devil. And oftentimes he'll be colored purple, But see, growing up, we all saw the devil being depicted as this red being. He was always colored red. So I don't know where they got the idea to color him purple, but it is what it is. And the devil is also the name of a tarot card. Like you have these psychics and stuff, these people who read cards and stuff, tell the future and different things, and the devil may be depicted on one of them. Now, in popular culture, the devil is often featured in movies and other forms of media. And I tell you, it's I being brought up how I was, when I was, and where I was, being brought up in a in religion, in a Christian home, and that was the primary religion. Being brought up when I was, being born in 1979 and growing up primarily in the 1980s in the 90s and being brought up where I was here in the South, in the Bible Belt. Arkansas is a part of that Bible Belt. Being born in Tennessee and raised in Arkansas, that's the Bible Belt. I can't help but to have the type of mind that I've had all these years, and to believe the way I believed for so many years. But I'm so glad now that I have been able to learn different things and be able to research matters for myself, whereby I no longer have to have that same belief and same mindset that I had from early childhood. And hopefully you have been able to do the same thing. Hopefully you have come to a place in your life where you're no longer bound by the same old beliefs and the same mentality that you were raised with. Because, all of us have to learn these things for ourselves. And when we learn for ourselves a certain thing or multiple things, I tell you, you're all the better for it. You really are. Now, finally, I would like to share this with you concerning this being called the devil. A devil is a mythical personification of evil as it is conceived in various cultures and religions and religious traditions. It is seen as the objectification of a hostile and destructive force. That's what the devil is. And my own perspective on the devil is the devil is more of a spirit of evil and wickedness and less of a real live being. Now, those are my thoughts on the devil, and yours may vary. And in September of 2016, I came to the conclusion that the devil is not what we were always taught that it is. Because once I see it all started when I woke up early one Saturday morning, and the Spirit led me to get my dictionary and look up the meaning of the word wretch. The hymn Amazing Grace, there's a line in there that says, "Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me." And I looked up the meaning of the word wretch. And once I discovered what the meaning of that word was, that totally eliminated any belief that I ever had in a devil. Because I knew for myself that I did not fit the description of the word wretch. That description didn't fit me at all. That was not my personality. Neither was it a part of the way I lived. So that caused any belief that I had in a red being with horns and a tail and a pitchfork in his hand to go away. And oh man, but let these churches continue to promote that and teach it. But I'm telling you, this new generation that's come along now, they're not falling for that stuff. And that's why I truly believe that over the next 20 to 30 years, after all the baby boomers are gone, and then after even a good portion of my generation has passed, the Generation X, you're going to find a number of churches beginning to close their doors once and for all. Because this Gen Y and Gen Z and all these little bitty ones that's coming along after them, they're not going to fall for that stuff. Because, we're evolving. Humanity is evolving. We are coming out of the age of Pisces, which was the age of believing, and entering the age of Aquarius, which is the age of knowing. And what a blessing that is. So I would like to say thank you very much for tuning in today to this episode of TJ's Topics. I really do appreciate it. And I look forward to having you back again soon, okay? Look forward to seeing you then. This is Taryn Jerome Harris, reminding all of you that every round goes higher and higher. And as they said, old folks said, don't let the devil ride because he might want to drive. Well, I'm gonna tell you that devil, the only devil we'll ever have to worry about is the one that stares at us every time we look in the mirror. I'll talk to you later. Bye bye.